that's in the chat stream? Give me a quick shout out if you can hear me. All right, loud and clear. Good. All right, so hey, this is Half Hawk coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be hosting today. I've got with me Duder Seb from Uruguay. How's it going, Duder Seb?
What's up, everybody?
Seb is our main modeler and has also been helping me on the visual effects here lately with a whole bunch of new impact effects and other things going on. So definitely appreciate that help here. Also in channel with us, Metal Gunner Caesar. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How's it going, guys?
Awesome. Coming to us from Boston. Caesar is our audio lead and has developed all this custom music for us. And so I thought what we do today, just to give you guys kind of a state of the build and show you how things are going. First up, I'm just going to kind of flip over to our main HUD interface. If I take a look at what we got going on here, so there are several options here in this section where you can set up your window resolution and all the different things. If you're having trouble playing our game, most of our things have been working pretty well, even on lower boxes. But down here under this more section, turning off dynamic lights and some of this other stuff down here will definitely help if you're having an issue. But all this will be set up. Looking at audio, we have actually some custom music for the game, sound effects, so forth, and we have the ability to map keyboard and mouse and all this other good stuff in there as well. What we're going to do is I'm going to actually host a server from my end so you can see how that process goes. Two ways of doing that. You can set up your own server name here. If you're on Steam, you can actually track this game on Steam so other folks can find you that way. You can set up a game type, either a deathmatch or there's also a team-based game so you can play. You can select some of the maps that we have going on, or you can build a map list, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start out playing on, let's play Neptune first, go to Vertigo, and then we'll show you Icebreaker last. So I'm going to set it up that way, and here I'm showing playing a map list. Update players, you can dial this down as you wish. And then two ways of winning the game. You can either hit a goal score. These are the total number of kills. First player to 25 points in this case will win the round. Or you can also set a max cap on the time limit if you wish. So I'm going to set this up like this and go ahead and start my server. And basically what will happen is the guys that are on Steam should be able to find us right away. So if you guys can join me. There's also, if you don't have Steam, you can directly join to any player directly by their IP address as well, and that works very well for us too. So I'll give it a second for Seb and Caesar to find their way to the server. Here comes Caesar. What's going on?
Okay. I just wanted to give some shout-outs to some folks that have been helping us out. I wanted to give a shout-out to Steven Seamless R for recording the guitars on this map right now. So thanks a lot for your help. And I wanted to give a shout out to my SFP team, my Sonic Productions team, for helping out with music and all the likes. So thanks again, guys. You're awesome.
Sweet. Thanks. All right. So I think the first thing we ought to do is probably walk through some of the weapons. Seb, maybe you can help me kind of explain a little bit. Let's take a look at. Right, explain the lasers. I'm going to go start picking up some of these weapons so we can actually have some things to show off here.
Yep, doing the same.
Let's see. Homing missile. Dispersion. Some Mac.
Oh, you guys can also kind of start seeing where everything is laid out. Start prepping for when we come out, and you guys will know how to play. Where to find the stuff at least.
Grab the Gatling, and I'm missing, looks like an ion. Maybe I'll sit. Here it is. Okay, I got a full suite.
All right.
Meet out here in the launch pad room. All right, talk to us a little bit about the laser that you start out with.
All right. Well, laser, kind of classic, but we mixed it out a little bit. As you can see, put myself in front of your Hawk ready. We got 4 cannons in the Eclipse. We got 2 modes of shooting them. one, shoot all 4 of them, or you can switch it up. Shoot singles. It's same damage output. The math doesn't change, just the feel is different. Sort of like switching between full auto and semi-auto on an SMG.
Yeah, if you're
One
looking
will
to,
help you saturate an area, and the other one will help you kind of focus your fire on somebody once you got a good lead on them.
if you're watching in the bottom left of the HUD, you'll see it switch between laser rapid and laser quad. I like the quads for sniping down long hallways. It's good to get that damage on somebody, but up close, I kind of prefer the rapid fire on that one. All right, switching up to the GAT. Talk a little bit about that one.
Alright, well, the GAT comes out from underneath you.
Yeah, if you notice, the ship
this one's
actually
a-
animates shape too. Here's the GAT.
Yep. Just the idea behind the ship is so you guys can kind of, as you get to know how the ship looks like, just visually you'll be able to see what somebody's coming at you with. And with the GAT, well, self-explanatory, stream of bullets, take people out. Saturate areas, it's pretty cool to see it fly by. I love shooting these things.
Yeah, it's
Just
actually
around
dope.
like crazy though.
Sounds pretty dope too.
The GAT uses ballistic ammo, which is a little bit different. Here's a little pickup for that, little spinny guy. And bottom left corner, you'll see 181 is the number of bullets that I have currently. And that'll go down. Lasers using energy ammo, and that's actually the yellow bar on the HUD. You'll see that start to deplete as I'm using that as well. Energy can be refreshed in an energy center, as such. Flying into here, start filling back up. There's also energy pickups available as well around the map. All right, new weapon. Since the test that we did before, we've actually created a shotgun style weapon. Seb, you want to talk a little bit about the dispersion?
Yeah, actually we put a bunch of weapons out, made new ones. Feel make the game a lot funner. We got the shotgun going on, which is literally that short range, high damage. It's for really getting in a nasty dogfighting someone, or it's also good for if you get to sneak up on somebody, get behind them. Just a full clip of this could take them out if you place it right there on the shields.
One of the things you may notice on our reticle, if I get to a kind of a dark spot, you can see there's these 5 yellow lines going down. That's the number of shots that you have in the shotgun. Shoots 5, and then there's actually a lengthy reload process. So the trick on this one is actually to sneak up on folks and get them close, hit them with 5.
Yeah,
And then there's
Ouch.
then there's a reload where you get the 5 back. So that's how you can keep track of how many shots you got. Also ballistic ammo used on this one. One of the weapons that we are currently still kind of tweaking on is our Ion, the purple one, weapon number 4. This weekend we were trying a bunch of different things with bouncing projectiles, also sticky projectiles. The main thing on this one is that it does this kind of antimatter burst. I think we're kind of liking it with a sticky projectile, where you can actually, if you're in pursuit flying backwards, you can pepper the walls with it, and people that are chasing you will take actually quite a large amount of radial damage. Also very effective direct shot. You can get it on players. But I kind of like, filling the floor with this one and having people flying over those burst balls. Weapon number 5. So this is Caesar's new favorite weapon. Caesar, you want to talk a little bit about the Mac?
Yeah, definitely. So the Mac, it's basically a 3-stage weapon, depending on how long you hold your left click. So if you got up to 3 seconds, if you hold it for 3 seconds, you'll get your most powerful shot. If you hold it just for 1, you get a pretty weak shot, but sometimes it's just enough to finish somebody off if you know that they're at an exposed hole. And level 2 is just halfway there. So this is a great sniping weapon. For bigger maps, it's actually perfect. For maps like Vertigo, since everything's really close quarters, so everything's close range, it's probably not recommended, but this is one of my favorite weapons. If you charge it up to level 3, this is a almost guaranteed one-hit kill. If you happen to get both streams, or both, there's 2 ballistic weapons. If you happen to get both of them, then yeah, they're completely out. So I'll kind of show it.
Ouch. Yeah, that took out my shields.
Like, so let me shoot Hawk here.
No, you missed.
All right, hold on.
Bad start. Oh.
Toasted.
He just gets vaporized, so that's a pretty sweet weapon, and it feels extremely powerful. So awesome camera animations from Seb there. So great job on that. Yeah, and you know, to go back to the shotgun, man, this thing feels powerful, man. It's just awesome camera shakes. I think everything is very cohesive with this weapon. So it's one of my favorites too.
All right, I'm heading over to the mining room. If you guys want to join me there, we'll talk a little bit about the missiles that we got. Over on the right side of the HUD, we've got, this is our secondaries. We've got 4 of them available. First one is Dumbfire. A little bit different than you may be used to in the Descent games, because with these ones you can actually spam them pretty fast. They are concussive. They do leave a pretty large black cloud when they hit a surface. And the kind of nice thing about these things is you can really get a lot of them downfield pretty fast.
Yeah, they're meant to saturate an area, or to, once you got somebody cornered in, it's a great finishing. They don't do a lot of damage, but they do a lot of splash, and it's great for breaking up fights or try to go for those.
Yeah.
Or double
quick
kills.
kills, but
Double
yeah, but they are slow, so you could afterburn away from them actually.
My favorite use of them actually is if someone's pursuing me and I'm flying backwards trying to get them, I like clouding up corners with them where it makes it really hard for that player to see coming. Also on the list we have Seeker missiles as well. You'll see I've actually got a red hexagon on a player that I'm actually aiming at, and that means I've got a lock on that player. One of the interesting mechanics that we added to the game with the Seekers right now is that in flight they can actually be diverted by our new very chaffy flare, which has a little bit of a heat signature to it too. So if you want to counter inbound seeking missiles, shoot a flare off, and that Seeker missile may or may not go chase that flare after you. So I'm going to shoot a few here at Seb and
All right.
show you the mechanic. So leaves a blue trail so you can get a sense of. Yeah, so you see right there, he shot the flare and the thing went off into the corner there, which is kind of cool. So these things are dodgeable. The flare rate is slightly slower than the rate of the Seekers too, so you can't just spam your flares to get out of a pickle as well. This missile we're looking at here, these are actually the Atlas. These are my favorite missiles of them. They are super fast and get downfield pretty fast. So if you guys want to go down the hall there farther, we'll do a little Atlas dogfight.
Okay. Wait, let me pick up.
I'll watch.
All right, here we go.
Last time here, watch.
Ow!
Nice shot.
Oh wait.
So
I accidentally shot.
Cerberus. All right, well I guess next up, watch out for the Cerberus because these. Oh man, got me. Go pick one of those up. So just to explain, we don't have the big Earthshakers or the big mega bombs. Or what we do have is actually a Cerberus missile, and what this thing does, it's got doors on it. Doors pop open, and a bunch of little dronelets come flying out, and those things are pretty nasty. They are dodgeable if you get the hang of it, but if you don't see them coming, especially. They make a bit of a buzzing noise, kind of like a flock of bees. So if I shoot one over here at the wall, for example, you see him chasing. Nice. Not so good. Yes. See, no, we didn't. You just suck at our own game. So, one of the things we just added with these too is that if those dronelets lose you, they actually go live again and start to seek out other players. They do chase you around the halls. We've seen them traverse pretty much the entire map at some points looking for players.
Very smart.
They are very, very smart. Yeah, certainly a whole lot of fun. So let's do got both of you in here. I'm gonna shoot another one here at the wall so you have it.
So I can get him after me and go get him after Caesar instead.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? It juked left and came down the hall at you. They went off. That's funny. So I actually didn't hit anybody with that one. Go pick up another one.
Hey, Hawk, I got like 2 behind me already.
Awesome.
Hey, maybe Hawk, what you can do is just shoot one and then just basically follow the little guys.
Oh,
How they
okay.
follow someone else.
Yeah, let me shoot him from
Someone
down
can
here
kinda
and let him
see
catch
how-
up again.
It's really,
All right,
just
we'll get him coming back
doesn't
this
give
way.
up. It's a little relentless.
You can hear him buzzing by.
Yeah, their downside is they can't turn so sharply. So if you let them chase you, they will find you. But if you can get into a slightly open room and out turn them, that's kind of the way to do
Yeah,
it.
I tend to go up and do the tricording spin to get them out from underneath me, because you can actually hit that, perfect angle your velocity faster than they can. Definitely not an OP weapon, but a whole lot of fun as well. So that's kind of a view of the secondaries that we have. We are trying to keep those fairly sparse so that most of the dogfighting happens with the primaries. But I think our weapons are in pretty good shape. Definitely a lot of fun. We play this game every night, and we just sit here cracking up laughing all the time. Okay, so also on the HUD, you may notice there is a red bar above our energy bar, as that is for the afterburner. So if I'm blasting through here to higher speed, that will deplete and will slowly regen, kind of very typical. Around the ship, you'll see the icon there. There's some blue. That's our shields. And then another feature we put in the game here is that you can actually overcharge these things. So when you kill a player, he will drop some amount of health. The health look like these blue spheres. Look at one right here. And if I pick this up, you'll actually see I'm at 116, and we'll slowly start to deplete back down to 100. So if you're on a kill streak, you can get this thing up to 200, which is nice. You definitely survive more dogfights that way, but it's not a permanent boost. It will actually tick its way back down. And once I'm at 100, now I'm back to stop. Caesar, if you want to start knocking my shields down and show him a little bit about the hull damage.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so he's hitting me here. I'm down at 32, 16. Okay, I'm at 0, and you'll notice I haven't died. My hull is flashing. There is a little bit of hull strength that is left. That does not regenerate, and you can't pick up extra boost to get it. I've got this annoying lock-on sound, which tells me I'm nearly dead, so I do have a chance to get and pick up another 20, but the next time that I take any hull damage at all, I am toast. So that kind of...
hold down. You can't... Hold is kind of like your last chance kind of thing, but it won't regenerate. You can take a few hits, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't get that back until you die. And the little ship icon will start turning red to indicate that.
Okay. Somebody hold still so I can show them kind of the animations. We'll talk about the reticles. So switched into the lasers. Just the last thing on the reticle. We did scale this down based on some feedback we got from you guys on our Facebook page and also from our testers. You'll notice the reticle has 4 yellow lights on it and a red dot in the middle. This gives me kind of at a glance an idea of what weapons I have. The 4 is actually telling me I've got quads, which shoot in the 4 pattern. The red dot is telling me that I have my Cerberus loaded, which is a center fire missile. And now you'll see that turned off now that I actually fired the Cerberus.
Caesar real quick.
Yeah, inbound.
Whoa. My bad. I didn't see that coming.
All right, let me see. Anybody got the Gatling?
Yeah.
Okay. Gatling will give you a yellow dot in the center, telling you that's a center fire weapon as compared to the 4 dots for the laser. The light doesn't turn on until the weapon is ready, so that gives you a sense that you're clear to fire. Dispersion is also center fire, so same dot. And then switching to the ion, it's these inner 2 dots. Show me the ion, somebody. If anybody's got it. Right there, yeah. So these little purple guns that stick out to the inside, this kind of lines up with the reticle dots. Do you have the MAC by chance?
Yep.
All right, gunslinging out with the MAC on the outside. I don't have it, but the outer lights will light as well. Let me go pick it up real quick. I'll show you. Whoa!
Pick it up.
Somebody took a shot at me. I love the sound of that thing. Yeah, so the outer 2 yellow dots are showing that I've got the MAC as compared to going to the ion, which is the inner 2 dots. So that's why our reticle is kind of complicated. Just gives you a chance to, without having to look down, tell what weapons you got and whether or not those weapons are available. Switching over to the other missiles, the upper two triangles there will show me which side the next missile will come out of. So my upper left triangle is lit, which means that this Atlas will come from my left side. And then the one on the right lights up telling me it's ready on the right side. Same thing for the dumbfires, which alternate fire back and forth. As a player takes damage, the reticle will briefly light red, indicating that you got a hit on that player. And there are also special particle plex effects that play. You'll see the lasers shooting off a stream. So a player that's further away, it's just another way of knowing that you got a hit on somebody.
I actually want to mention something about the sounds. So if you notice that every secondary and every primary, when you switch, you have a switching sound. So that's basically just the animation of the eclipse. You know, how you can actually see it, you know, morphing into these different weapons. But all the secondaries, they have a particular sound. So it's a way so it doesn't take your eyes off of the screen, so you don't have to go look and read what weapon you got. So every time you switch through the secondaries, there's a very distinct sound effect that you'll be able to, you know, to recognize. You know, eventually, you will be able to recognize all the secondaries, and it'll just make your playing a lot more efficient.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of little nuance like that. You know, what a player looks like. Even on the back of the ship here, I can tell that he's actually carrying an Atlas right now because of the missile that he's got. So if you switch to conks, so that turns red, turns blue. You know, once you play for a while, you get a real good sense of what you're up against when you're fighting somebody. Not that it matters much, honestly, but it's there, and definitely something you kind of subconsciously pick up on. All right, so anything else we want to talk about real quick? We haven't really showed off the other pickups, power-ups that we got.
So
if you notice, I do have a few TV screens up here that are live feeds. This is showing where the invul. So
I'm
you'll
gonna
know
go
if
over
that's
there
available.
so you can see me.
Okay.
Like, hello, guys.
Yeah, go ahead and pick it up. I'll show how you can tell if a pro player is actually invulnerable.
All right, I'm gonna go pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll meet you in the IT room there.
All right.
The other kind of interesting thing is that even though these are live feeds, you can actually destroy the screen to break it up a little bit. These will start to spark and whatnot. But, oh, hey, how's it going? Looking at Caesar there on the security camera. All right, come on to the IT room. I want to show him what happens when you try and hurt a player. So this is kind of important. He's right.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's invulnerable. If I shoot him, you'll notice his shield turns a yellow. When you see that, you're not doing any good shooting that guy. And the best thing to do is just boogie out of town. When a player picks up either a cloak or an invul, you'll notice a special timer that'll appear on the reticle as well. So I'm going to come over here and pick up the cloak, which looks like this pickup right here. If I pick this up, you'll see that little purple countdown timer.
And he's completely invisible. I mean, I cannot see. There's no outline. There's no nothing.
Yeah,
He's just out.
Kind of depends. If I get behind something with something bright behind me, you'll see a little shadow.
Yeah.
Also in foggy environments, you can definitely see the player moving through the fog. So an icebreaker, for example, the cloaks aren't nearly as good as they are in here. But when that little question mark timer is done, that means I'm coming out. Also, there's audio effects that tell me that I've also come out as well. So we'll show off kind of what that looks like. Other players, you can't, you know, me picking up the cloak doesn't really help show you what it looks like. But I think we're ready for some dogfights. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do some dogfights. Let's show these guys what they really want to see, which is this in action.
All right, so I'm gonna start with.
All right, I'm off in my corner.
I'm in my corner.
All right, go.
All right, here we go.
Ooh, got the Mac. Not good. Shotgun. Nice
First
job.
victim.
First victim. Definitely a little laggy with me throwing stuff over to Twitch. All right, got the shotgun, picking up the Atlas. Try this combo over here. Oop, saw the Mac shot come down.
Oh no, no. You got both of us? No
Got a
way.
twofer.
That's it. It's Mac time. For all your PC lovers.
Mac time. Not happening. Ooh, conks. Oh, man.
Killed by the Mac.
No bueno.
Yeah.
Little unfair
Mac don't really
advantage
work
here.
against the guy, does it?
No.
See that? So one of the things we wanted to encourage with our guns, more than just making the one more just stronger than the next and so on, was just to make them all different, equally useful but very different to play with, kind of catering to different play styles we can have. I personally like to sit back, so I love the Mac, but sometimes Caesar gets these.
Whoa! Atlas just came over my shoulder. Good thing I had the cloak on.
Oh, how about that, Seeger?
Yeah, so I was out of range, so he didn't get a good lock on me there. Oop, that one's coming.
Yeah, the Seekers have a max locking range, so you can't lock onto somebody. That's another thing that they're different. Oh, I got two servers going your way. That they're different. You have to lock onto somebody first, otherwise they'll just fly done. The ones that actively lock onto people are the little Cerberus drones, since those are more. So we wanted those to be smarter.
Woo! Atlas to the face.
Here's somebody.
And yes, for the record, we are also going to save this on Twitch as an archive, but also put it up on YouTube. Just can't. You can also obviously hit somebody with the whole Cerberus missile, and that's almost an instant kill. And you always feel like an idiot for not seeing this big slow thing coming at your face.
Yeah, it does fly pretty slow.
Alright, I got sandwiched in, man. That's the worst.
Oop. Not good.
Oh, baby. That's a twofer.
Shot it through that health pickup thing in your head in that way.
In Proving Grounds, you can do free for all, anarchy type, and team deathmatch. The two modes we got.
Uh-oh. Somebody behind me. I'm hurting. Oh, where did that come from?
I was cloaked. Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Oh, dang.
Nice. Ooh, not good. Yeah, when you hear those things coming through, it's like, get out. So they have a nasty splash on them.
Oh,
From behind.
double kill.
Man, no good. All right, taking a quick look at here at our score screen. We're tracking kills and deaths and all that kind of normal stuff. Game timer up in the top right. Game mode up in the top left too as well. So I'm showing here in second place, 10-7. Time to go get some kills on Caesar then. Let's see. Uh-oh, Cerberus inbound. You may notice, oop, these suckers. Get out of here. Nope, still coming. Juke them that way. Oh.
Can't
Gotcha.
believe that.
Well, I'm almost dead though. Yeah, I'm trying. I always blame it on my team. So far. And the fact that Caesar steals every other kill I try to get.
Hey man, that's part of the game.
It's
If you
part
like,
of the game.
you know, don't hate the player.
That's
hate the game.
Caesar central strategy. Team steals and kills. Awesome.
Ouch, ouch, oh.
All right. Let's see.
I think I'm putting a target on my back for all these guys.
This particular map is pretty good for 4 players, somewhere there. 4 to 6 players fit in this map comfortably. Oh, this is gonna be good. Nice.
Oh man, I was about to release the server.
Oh, jeez. Got this guy cloaked. How about that, Atlas? And mind you, Caesar's hitting me too.
We should have an
Oh
announcement,
man, had no
like,
shields left.
stolen, you know?
Brutality.
Or like something like someone's charging. No, I'm kidding.
Awesome.
Let's change the Mac charge up sound somewhere there. Charging, charging, charging. Ready to fire.
Should have the voice of Cal 9000.
Nice.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, P-Ball 5, sub-level 0 was pretty cool, but frustrating, man. I saw Hawk.
man.
I never seen Hawk so pissed off.
Yeah, I rage quit my old computer. I like that game, to be honest with you. I'm playing the shit out of it. I can't get past the level 4 core room. I die every time. Those turrets. But excellent effort by the SIGGRAPH guys. Ooh, gosh. Cerberus. Get off me. Shoot, get back the other way.
Yeah, I wish they had multiplayer of that game.
You know, it's I think the ships fly too slow to be a whole lot of fun for the multiplayer, but
Or you
we'll
know,
see.
co-op kind of thing. Like it'll be cool to go through those with somebody. It'll ease the frustration.
yeah. Here's the thing on single player games that try to become multiplayer. There are so many issues, and I would say most of our time spent fixing bugs in this game has to do with what happens on a server being different than on the clients. So it is nearly impossible to take a single player game and make it into a multiplayer game. But certainly wish them the best. There you go, shotgun kill. Oop, oop, out of ammo.
Oh, right into the missile.
Get it.
I'm missing those atlases a little too much.
I think the achievement for dying thing is, man, that reminds me of 2142 Battlefield. I love when games reward just for sucking.
Oh, 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 where'd that come from? Whew. I'm glad you can hear those drones coming behind you. You may notice a little exclamation point mark showing up on my reticle. That generally means something's got a lock on you. So hit the afterburner and go. You see that?
Jesus.
Man. The splash on that ion so high it generally opens up the doors all around you. Which is awesome. Ooh, I see somebody. Yeah, go in there. Ah, I was gonna lock you in the closet.
No!
See ya.
Damn.
Thanks for the help. Oh, something behind me. Not good. I felt like somebody bumped me in the back.
Oh, I heard those shields go down. Nice.
Committed suicide. Oh no.
See, that's the other thing Caesar does to not let you get kills himself right before.
Oh come on.
I don't think he does it on purpose. He's just special.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Get
I
off
guess
me.
I'm the drummer
There you go.
of the,
So there's
of the band, I guess. Yeah, where the
tricord
screen
spin
is
away
at.
from.
Yeah, because Max didn't come.
You don't treat your audio guys like that.
And they rickroll you.
Oh man. Let's see. Atlas. Oop. Missed. Ow, ow, ow. What? Somebody cloaked? Not good.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I see you. Well, the good news is if you can get a hit on their shields, you can see them. That's why shotgun's good against the cloak. It's got that spread.
Oh, can we hit you? Nice. That was totally luck. By the time you took a server as well cloaked.
Ooh, ooh. Man, that little room where the smoke is a death trap, man. Come out at the wrong time, you're smoked.
Yeah, there are definitely some corners you don't want to get caught in on this one.
I think I'm gonna.
Oop, I see somebody.
Well, actually, what people are saying is actually something very interesting. Right now, when we switch to vertigo, you'll see we start flying in random orientations. But this map, well, not only is it more flatter than the rest, this is kind of more of a. I don't want to call it introduction now, but a map.
Oh,
But
nice.
if you don't want to take on verticality right away, so because it has more gravity, visible gravity influence, and that there's chairs and some human elements. It kind of makes you want to fly upright, but yeah, you don't have to. Because I'm used to it. I feel weird flying upside down. It's like I have to use the opposite controls. But on vertigo, for instance, everything goes. Since that map isn't that so clear about up and down. And icebreakers kind of in the middle. In the open areas, you can end up flying whichever way, but in the corridors, you seem to align ground up. I don't know. It's honestly a subconscious impulse for me. I'm not trying to do that. I'm used to it.
Yeah, that was kind of the point of this map, is just for people that are kind of new to STOF. It's very flat. There's not a lot of verticality on this one, which is good for folks that are not used to it. Vertigo definitely earns its name. I don't think we've done a video on Icebreaker since we made all the changes to that glacier room, have we?
No.
There's a whole new large-scale map there. It'd be nice to show off today.
Yeah, that map's pretty much going to make its debut with so much changes that it's gone through.
Right.
It's completely different than last time I played. Oh, crap, ran into some drones.
Oh man, it's a close one.
My kill. Oh, son of a gun.
See, there it is. That's the proof. We got video proof. How long we were fighting for, and then Caesar just came and took you out.
I know, right? He's the garbage man.
Yes, that is the announcer later from UT that you guys are hearing.
Did she say something? I didn't hear anything in mine.
We just said 5 kills remain. Someone in chat was asking me about that was big Unreal 21.
1 kill remains.
Oh man, those drones came out of nowhere. Oh. Son of a gun. Alrighty then, Metal Gunner takes that round. 25-22. I feel like I have that good Uruguay ping.
I'm 200 plus, dude.
Oh really? Holy moly.
I just can't do anything about the distance.
A little vertigo. Okay, so yeah, so this map here, there is no hope for anybody
yeah.
brand new to STOF.
So
Somebody want to grab the cloak real quick so we can see that transition? Hold on.
For everybody that's talking about the map, about the flatness, okay, how about to grab it?
Alright, so go ahead.
Here I go.
Yeah, it does a little animated wipe, so he's hard to see, that's for sure. If he gets kind of behind anything emissive glowing or some of the weapons, I see you right there in the lights. You were there, so we go.
Yeah, I'm right here.
It's
By
like
the...
Predator.
Where'd he go? Yeah, very Predator-like. God, it doesn't. There he is.
Ow, ow, ow. Shoot flares. At least, don't hit me so hard. There you go.
No. There he goes. Come cloaking back out of it again. The flares, we changed the flares up this week too. They used to fly and stick wherever you wanted them to, but we gave them a little bit of gravity and changed up their mechanic a little bit so that you can't, basically spam your flares all over the place and make the Seekers completely unusable. We also went with more of a, what are we looking at, a C-130 style shaft
Mm-hmm.
smoke trail. I think they're looking
Yeah,
pretty
something
good.
nice and thick.
By the way, this is what the invol looks like. It's down here in the underwater. It's got little metal moving plates on it. So if someone grabs that, they definitely get the benefit of that yellow shield. Taking all that punishment for nothing.
You didn't have to kill me. I was just showing you were involved. he wants a head. He wants a head start this round.
Yeah, definitely not a flat map, this one. Oop, gracious. And what we notice on this one too is, you know, you come across players all sorts of angles. I tend to fly through here upside down so I don't hurt myself on the lava, because I can actually shift and fly up this way a little bit better. So that's why how the map got its name. Ooh, getting smoked.
So the whole whether or not you end up kind of notice one of those little lessons, the player flying in 60F or not, is more the map encouraging that than the player actually wanting, because you really don't want to do that in real life. I mean, you don't want to be upside down, but if you don't know you're upside down, you just end up doing it, and that's why that's why I am upside down right now.
Hold on. A little Easter egg for the guys watching. There is actually a 3-pack of Atlases hiding there in the lava. It's good to have a shield if you want to get in the lava. But
you can see it through the surface a little bit. That's
yeah.
cool. Actually, I hadn't noticed that before.
Yeah, they're pretty rare on this map. There's another pack of them right here behind the waterfall.
Hey, Hawk, take a dip in the lava so they can see under lava. And you can lose another point.
Yeah, so you take damage. You also fly slower too.
Yeah, it's like flying through the mud.
This lava's gone through I don't know how many iterations. This is what it's looking like now, though. Pretty hard. In UDK, it's really difficult to get good lava. Our UV4 will be so much better, but we got it flowing. Definitely heats up the rocks around the outside.
I like to call it the noob pool.
The noob pool?
Just in case, yeah, man.
Does that make sense?
For the noobs, just fly in and get stuck.
Oh, noob pool. I got you.
Like a noob, yeah.
All right, I'll pick up some health.
We want to try and get its splash, but it's one of those things, you know, where Max is going to say feature creep, so it's up in the air.
Yeah, may not in this one.
But in UE4 Death,
I know how to do it if we had the time to spend on it. It's just like, you know, Seb's saying, we've added so much to the game lately, and I just hate to have our deadline keep getting pushed back. I'd rather have you guys playing what we got, and then we get on to really pumping this out in UE4 where everything's going to look a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a UDK game, though, it's looking pretty sweet, to be honest with you. We're definitely pushing the limits. There's a number of
last gen tech right here.
And just a number of things that were even wrong in the UT3 code that we've kind of gone through and solved. We've been fighting this attenuation bug for forever. Finally got that solved. Right now, if a battle's going on the other side of the map, the sounds are pretty quiet. What used to happen in UT3, you get hit with a rocket or some sort of large sound, it actually turned off that attenuation, so you could hear battles all the way around the map. So that's something we've been fighting for day one, sounds like, you know. And finally got that one resolved by fixing how they do their own thing.
Yeah, that actually brought new life to the game, fixing that audio bug. We were so happy that night.
And the worst part is I was getting blamed for it.
Yeah, I know, like the crappy audio design by Caesar here. Then all of a sudden we fix it. Everything sounds awesome.
Like, we hear everything everywhere. Your attenuations are way off. I'm like, it's not me, I swear.
One of the nice things we can do in UE4, here these little sparky effects right now, these are all sprites that are flying. In UE4 we can go to GPU particles, which means basically I can throw 3-4 million of these into a scene and it won't hurt your performance at all. So definitely looking forward to what we're doing there. We're spending a lot of time in UE4 already. We've got a flying ship, we've got bots, we've got AI working, so we're basically just trying to get this out the door so we can focus on that 100%. I'm ready for a gunfight. How about you?
Let's do that. Should I commit suicide twice so we can start from zero?
I think you're going to commit suicide twice during the round anyway in this map. So
Yes.
we'll go ahead and give you a bogey. This is not Caesar's favorite map by any stretch.
Not at all.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
great. He starts cloaked. See, guys?
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna start invul.
No!
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
This map is not very large, so if there's only 2 of you playing, still a lot of fun. 4 players is pretty good. Any more than 4 on this one, though, it gets super claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Oh, invul. Not good.
So we're nearing our finishing. I mean, we just weapons. We just need to fix up the ion, button it up, and then we're very close to finishing. We're probably gonna start throwing some more streams as we show how to weed through the final runs of the weapons. Maybe get some of y'all playing in here too. Stress test. Or just the dedicated servers and a couple things that Max wants to test net code wise, and yeah, and be in your hands.
No, you can't manually trigger the dispersion reload. It's as soon as you're done firing all 5 shots, it automatically does a 2-second reload, and then you're ready to go again.
Yeah, you gotta use all your ammunition before it reloads. Otherwise, I might get too OP being able to shoot those things whenever. Jesus.
Somebody had a bad day up here.
Yeah, so this is what we were telling you guys, the whole up and down thing. How people end up orienting themselves is really map dependent. Those are the nuggets of STO and wisdom that we acquired.
Mac kill. Hey, that was a level 1 Mac kill. Just, you know, sometimes, man. That's all you need. Little love nudge by the Mac man.
That doesn't even make sense. Oh, ooh, caught me in a reload. Where am I going?
Oh Jesus, where'd you go?
I think straight into a wall. That's what this felt like to me. Hit the afterburner and went nowhere.
He just insists on the Mac. I like it though.
That was your idea, that weapon, wasn't it?
That's why.
There's no insisting.
Yeah, like I said, using Mac.
Ouch.
That's a good shotgun kill right there. Come around the corner. Oop, oop. Trick of the shotgun's not to use your afterburner because they can hear you coming.
Yeah, we don't have a mobile server or anything like that. I guess maybe we could look into it. But we can drop our forms whenever. I mean, I check that 2 dozen times a day.
Oh, out of missiles. Ow, ow, ow,
Come here. No. What's your life
good.
at?
0.
Okay, good.
Lucky you
You're
left me
fine.
a health because I was down to nothing. Whew.
Look at this guy.
Cerberuses are not very useful on this map because it's a lot of twists and turns. Those little dronelies have trouble.
So, yeah, we did talk about the 2 different laser modes. Right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, we were recording.
I guess for close quarter maps, man, the rapid actually, for me is the better because you can actually trace the player. That helps.
I was too focused hitting you. I didn't pay attention to what you guys were talking about.
It's all good.
Something
guys
about the
were-
lasers. How? Because you guys keep using shotguns. It's like I'm touching you and losing my shields. What the hell happened?
Oof.
Oh, I heard somebody.
Ow, ow, ow.
This guy doesn't have shields. He's mine.
Oh, man.
I got somebody.
Oh, that's horrible.
And thanks for all the shields.
You're welcome. Would be nice if you could drop weapons and stuff too. Our game does not do that currently. feels like a missing mechanic to me.
I think the issue Max was having with that was about the momentum transfer.
Yeah.
AT. So you end up just with like one icon counting for 10 stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to make those things not spawn outside the world too and cause all sorts of trouble. We tried.
Yeah, one of those things. We're just at the limit of this tech. Which is one of the things we feel like can't wait to get onto UE4 because we pushed this quite far. So can't wait to see how far we can push UE4.
Oh man, I heard that sound. When you hear that, I don't know if you heard the noise, but you can tell when a player's run out of shields. They make a little beep noise. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
God, how much health you got? Oh wait, you stole my kill and you killed me. That's terrible.
That's the Caesar staple. I'm telling you, man.
What doesn't the game do right now? I see a question in there.
Just to do your laundry.
Awesome. I think at this point we've got all the functionality in that we want. You know, the weapons are in good shape. The game plays well. There's definitely just a few kind of minor bugs that Max is working out for us. We've had kind of an issue getting the respawns after. Hold on. Take that. There you go. Ooh, ow, ow. After a map's over and we go to a new map, it's been kind of the thing that's hampering us lately. When we get that fixed, though, I think we're basically there. There's a few things on the UI I'd like to fix up. The Colombian color scheme on the HUD, something these guys have been talking about fixing it for a while. It's a very primary color right now. I'd like to see that a little more transparent, and even have some control over the transparency of it would be nice. But the good news is the game works. I mean, like I said, we've been playing it and just making sure everything's balanced. Nothing's too terribly OP. I think we're in pretty good shape.
Ah, I see the question now. Okay, yeah, it was the lava thing. Oh, that's a good answer anyway. That was the question that can't always get asked. What's missing when are we going to be playing? So those are the last things missing.
Aha!
Yeah, because none of our maps have lava. This one there's a bit lava where you can fly through and shoot.
I had 200 health by the time he got to me with that shotgun, so you're wasting. He had to kill me twice.
You got a bot? That BK.
Oh, he became invincible.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh, come back. I don't need missiles. You'd be toast.
Oh.
There was that little sound I was looking for.
Oh. Ow.
Wrong way, dude. Uh-oh. Inbound Cerberus. Okay. Ooh, 3 health. Not good.
Oh yeah, let me go over there. Where's this guy?
Take
Free
place.
health.
Somebody left me a few. Whoa! Max shot went right past my ear. That thing's got such a nasty, what do you call it, Doppler effect on it.
So I think one of the best combos in the game, I mean at least for this map, is a shotgun and being cloaked. That's the best. You can just sneak up on somebody and just let them rip, and man, they're gone.
Shotgun conk cloaked.
Like that, just like that. That was beautiful.
I like kind of the Mac Atlas when you're at some sort of range. Oh, how did you survive? There we go. Because both those things have very high velocity shots. I do not like the Mac on this particular map. There's not a very long runway to see people, and it takes a second to charge that up. Oh, man, right to the face. That hurt. And the the ion blobs. Very cool. Oop, I hear Conk's coming.
Well, the thing, actually, they're asking about the Rangers. The thing about the Rangers, it's difficult to test a lot of new stuff with them, obviously because they're used to the scent so much. So it ends up being kind of a pull away from new features. They will have to play the game a lot to get used to the new weapons and stuff, and then be able to get the balance in. So, I mean, we'll let this out on them just as much as we will on everybody. But it's a hard bunch to test with. When we tested with them, we were looking at the scores and kind of how everybody's skill, translated into the game. And I mean, they came in and started getting higher scores than us right away. So that to me kind of speaks more about the feeling of the game and how skills translate than whether or not you like the new weapons or not. Because that's just a matter of taste a lot, and also being used to this. It's difficult when you're so used to something. Even for us, it was. But now that obviously we're playing this so much, we're used to it. It's really fun. Yeah, and how they like it is fire up Rebirth. That's how it is.
Yeah, I've got a lot of complaints about the visuals being too, I don't know, 2014 or 15, whatever. I was like, it's kind of surprised.
They did have, some very legitimate things they brought up as they were difficult. Previously, our effects were all over the place or looming like crazy. So that was kind of the first polish pass, was to bring all that down to make the ship noticeable, rely more on glows than spec powers. So we did all that to also increase the how the game tells you that you've hit somebody by feel rather than visually with like a HUD item or something like that. We instead put big particle effects on the shield and all that. So you really feel and know when you're hitting somebody, and also transmit information with the sound. So we did address the game's confusing way of transmitting information to the player before. And that was actually half of development went into that. And the other half of development publishing went into balancing weapons and coming up with addressing the fact that our weapons previously, and this goes to the test we did with the guys from the forums, our weapons kind of followed like a stronger kind of mentality.
How many stronger?
Well, 5.
5, yeah.
Nice.
You know, you started with the crappy lasers, when you made your way up to the Gatling, to the kind of like a spread fire looking one, and then plasma looking. Very, very just damage increase. So everybody just started going for the same weapon and ignoring the other 4. So we went rather for changing the mechanics and the feels of the weapons to something that just adjusts to different play styles while dispersing this kind of unbalanced damage. We like it, but obviously we're the devs, and the real truth will come out. We'll start kind of doing the last rounds of beta testing with some of y'all, and then we'll see.
25 and 4. Just have to call that out.
That's cool being a host.
I'm sending this to Twitch, man. That's about as choppy as I've ever seen it. All right, this is Icebreaker. Let's do a quick tour around this map, because this is kind of a new one for. I don't think people have seen this yet. We did show it in a video before. This room here was cluttered up with a bunch of stuff, and so what we've done is gone with kind of a more glacier. You know, there's a door that's broken open, the snow coming down through. This whole map's had some sort of disaster, and very kind of old school tunnels and stuff you can get through. So basically on this bottom level, you got a kind of a wider open space, which is nice actually to have some space to fly, because a lot of our maps are pretty claustrophobic. There's a kind of a second tier in here of hallway area. It's got some boxes and things to hide behind, which is kind of nice. Haven't really decided what we're going to do with the TV screens. This is our old school screen. You'll actually see we've got some little spinny bots on it. May replace those, but generally this base has been having some trouble keeping the heat. A lot of this has been frozen over, so that's kind of where it gets its name, Icebreaker, from that. Heading upstairs, there's a number of ways of getting up there. One is kind of these secret little passageways, which puts you up in a little armory. Gives you some access to some missiles. But what you'll see here is a couple runways leading to an airlock out there. You can get a good look at our Talon sitting here. This was the first ship that we showed off. And we can actually fly these in the game today. You can choose that from your HUD if you want to run that ship instead of the Eclipse. You can do so. There are doors on the floor that lead you back down to the hallway room I was just in. But if you're careful and keep your eyes open, there are actually a few places to go grab. For example, a cloak. All right, there, dude, just grab that one. And yeah, I just saw you do. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yep, you. And you can get back out too. So, lots of twists and turns. In this one, it's got an energy center in here, over there. So you can get around this map pretty good. A lot of ways in and out of every room. This map here is definitely better for large servers. So if you got 8 players playing in this map, they should all fit in here pretty comfortably. So that's kind of how we set up the maps, just kind of small, medium, and large size, much bigger than Vertigo. A lot more vertical than Icebreaker is, but it has kind of that flat hallway feel. Totally just whiffed on that door. That was horrible. A lot of Linux and crannies to go find stuff as you're looking around. So that's kind of a look at Icebreaker. Mac is close to Fusion. It is. The one difference between the Mac and the Fusion is that the Mac doesn't hurt you overcharging it. So here, if I get up to a level 3, I'll start zooming in. It'll actually just auto fire on you. We had a hurt mechanic. We felt it was a little too close to, the other weapons that were there. So that's why we made some changes to that. Any other questions? Mac stands for magnetic accelerated cannon, so it's like a railgun. What else? Antimatter biogun, yeah, that's definitely the ion definitely feels like that. All right, so we all got zeros, eh?
Yep.
Give this one a fight.
Let's hit it.
For anybody watching too, there is a secret Easter egg up here. Look. Invul. You got to reward them for tuning in and watching. Yeah.
They can come in with an unfair advantage like you.
Yeah, they were like, okay, I saw you just fly there, but I have no idea where you were.
Oh no! Really? Already?
We actually did try a beam weapon for the.
Oh, what a disaster that was!
Yeah. Well, like Hog explained that headache.
It was ridiculous. The beam weapons, we tried copying straight off a link gun, off of anybody that plays Unreal Tournament, and we were getting this kind of droopy dick weapon where it would attach to the ship, it would go to the map 000 position instead of where you were aiming. And man, I fought that thing for, I don't know, a whole weekend. Said, you know what? No beam weapons.
Yeah. It's one of those things where we couldn't adapt part of the code to 60OF, so that's actually a big problem.
Where'd you go?
I'm later. Adapting existing things to 60OF, it's very tricky, to say the least. And then we brought Max in to also help us out so we can get a beam weapon going, but he also gave it a crack and just was no dice. They had replication issues over top of every other problem we had, so it was one of those things we dropped to not spend even more time on something. So we went for what we have now, which is still kind of being tested, which is sort of a grenade launcher approach, kind of like a halfway between secondaries and primaries, where we use your energy stores, but also have some sort of splash or some kind of delayed use functionality.
Yeah, replication is my new four-letter word. That basically means that all players see the same thing. Holy moly. And yeah, it's not good if one player sees something happen and the rest of the players don't. Whoa, dronelet, where did that come from? Yeah, also here. Secret.
Oh. I was adjusting my sound.
No problem. Oh, you're still in. Oh my god.
Yes, both the GAT and the laser, well, the quick fire laser spread over distance. The GAT more so.
Oh, he almost drove my own drones back into me.
That'd be interesting if they did that too. They just went for everybody. No matter who you are.
I think I'd use them less. Ooh. See you there. Ouch.
Hey, Hawk, they want to see the ion a little bit.
Huh?
Some people want to see that ion.
You want to see the iron?
Took that Caesar style. Yeah.
All right. Go pick up some energy. Here is the ion. So here's somebody comments. So I'm going to drop some over by that door.
Ow. Ow.
Takes a minute. There's not really an iron sight for it.
So you can hit somebody directly, and they do a lot of damage on direct hit.
Yeah.
Or they'll sit for, I think it's 2.5 seconds, and then they'll pop and explode, causing area effect damage.
Right.
It's actually bigger than the Conk's area effect damage, isn't it? Just less
Biggest issue with it is that it sucks up a whole lot of energy.
but it hurts a lot.
Yeah, it does definitely hurt.
Yes, it lobs. It's susceptible to gravity.
Oof.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah, gravity-based weapons in 6DF are a little funky because let me go grab the ion again. Go this way faster. Normally in a regular first-person shooter, when you like hand throw a grenade and it goes up in the air, you know, like up is always up. So in this case, if I lob this thing, it's going to shoot up and come down. Now if I rotate upside down and shoot it, it actually shoots opposite of the reticle, which is a little weird. So we got to be careful on some of that stuff. Also, shooting up or shooting straight down, you'll have different velocities as well. So that's why we don't have that gravity drop on all of our weapons. But this one is kind of fun to play with.
Yeah, and like we were saying, well, we had the beginning, we missed it, but we're still, we're still testing it, we're still tweaking it in. We have another version of it which bounces, which has been useful as well to get people around corners when they're charging energy centers. And now we're trying the sticky version, which we seem to like better.
Yeah,
But
I like the sticky version.
It's still definitely in the development, that one. Yeah, Hawk, here's a question for you. How do you determine gravity?
How do you what?
Determine gravity.
How do I determine gravity? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a setting. Each map can have its own gravitational direction. So in our case, we have it pointing down. A lot of our particle effects can choose whether or not to have a world gravity or their own kind of direction they want to fly. And so that's how we're doing it here on these particular maps.
One of the things we were kind of just throwing into our idea wall for the full game later was, as we have different levels, also have different gravity pools, you know, different planets and such, and that will also alter some weapons, how you use them, or maybe you can't use them in that case. So it's something we'll kind of brainstorm later, but it's an idea that came up when designing this ion that I found very interesting to fool around with later.
around the other side. So that's actually the fastest way to get around the L right there.
An assist by Yoshimitsu.
No, it doesn't. The only things that affect player movement in our game as is either going under lava or going underwater. That will kind of
Somebody must be
make your
cloaked.
ship slower.
Somebody fly by.
Oh.
Or that.
So also a quick shout out to Yoshimitsu who's watching. So he gave up some pretty good feedback last time. He was one of our lucky 3 testers about how sounds for the weapons, you know, and basically overall how the sounds were sounding in the game. And I was tweaking with some low pass filters before, but I had to scratch that idea. But now this is proud to say the final outcome of all the sound effects, and I'm pretty pleased with all the weapons. All the weapons sound beefy and yeah. So I guess let me know what you guys think.
Yeah, him and all 3 guys that came in, they all wrote some pretty interesting stuff. Some good feedback that we took to heart. And then start getting some more people too. So we'll start announcing that and whatnot once we're at a place, and that place is closed where we can start doing some final stress testing.
Oh man, you had me at 0-2. Oh, got me with the servers. Let's get some time in on the Mac. Haven't really used that too much.
Yeah, it's one of the things we focused on a lot, the feel of the weapons. You know, it's kind of a little project we took on, both in sound and with the cam shades and particle systems. We really wanted to make this kind of scale goes all over the place when you're 60 US, but this ship is big. These lasers are huge. The shotgun's the size of a freaking howitzer, so we really wanted to bring that across. In when you're shooting. So that's why we got this. We punched and then we punched some more with our stuff. And I'm just loving it. It's pretty brutal to get into fights.
It's hard to talk when you're getting your ass kicked, isn't it?
I know, right?
Oh! That was an easy kill.
Someone took their phone into their ship.
Yeah, I thought I heard somebody say.
How do you get reception all the way out here?
Not even a planet anymore, poor Pluto. Oh, that was close.
Were those yours? You just got disintegrated.
You're next. Oh, caught between 2 sides, not good. Heading for the bell. Bell. No, it's somebody on motel.
Hey!
Oh, gracious.
Jeez. No 3D HUD or visible cockpit for now. We got our functional HUD, and that's kind of good enough. Yeah, U4. Yeah, trust me, I'm not a big fan of our HUD either. But at this point, that would just be one more thing to delay putting this out to you guys. That is not absolutely necessary, because this does give you all the information you need to see. Maybe not pretty, but works. No.
No!
Ow! That flare went out too late. That's right, yeah, UDK is not too friendly to VR.
No, actually, yeah, it's a whole other separate editor, which is why we didn't go that route. the VR in UE4 though. Holy moly! I have a DK2 unit and got a working cockpit, and our game is Oculus ready already over there. It's just it's a whole different feeling. Oh, that was not good.
Yeah, thanks to Fenzer for putting up the link for the preview of the OST. Check it out, guys. It's just 30-second samples, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if Hawk has the music on the game, because, you know, we wanted to be able to, for you guys to hear us and sound effects and things like that. But yeah, please feel free to check out the music. Once we release, we will release all the tracks at their full length. So, stay tuned.
You don't.
Oh, dude, I'm all out of everything.
Oh, inbound. Shouldn't take my eyes off. Whoa! Those things wrapped all the way around me.
Ow. Oh, it's that one. See what the seal shot flare to strike this moment.
Ah, gracious. I think we need more health up there. There's already 2, but gets awful lonely.
Yeah, you can change the field of view to anything that UE3 supports, which is, I think, from 40 to 120. I think it goes. And maybe there are ways to, well, I don't know if you could be able to join servers with a different INI file, but I mean, 120 is cool. Unless maybe you put like a 3 monitor setup, then maybe you need far more uploading.
Yeah, I run on 3 monitors. Ugh, ugly, ugly.
I saw that.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Oh, that was mine. Should not have gone in there. The C's are up at 15. How'd that happen?
And I took a little break. Ah.
Flashbang missile. We fooled around that about that to add to the gunfire. But I can sit on there. Could be something we could do. No promises though.
Totally trapped you in the door. That was awesome.
Hey, yo, how can you increase the music level and decrease the SFX so they...
Yeah, I got drone on me. Hold on. So, sound effects down, music up?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Somebody wanted to hear the train.
Yeah, let me go hide in the corner. Let's see.
Hey, thanks, Cluster One. That's cool. Who knows who might stop by?
Yeah, each map has its own custom music too. So this is the icebreaker track.
Seb, you want to tell them a little bit about the history of the track?
Yeah, so this track was originally for a fourth map that we kind of stopped working on just to get the game out. And it was a gigantic map. That was a space station off in Saturn, right, Hawk?
Yeah.
And well, the theme of it was to make it sort of like a Russian station, and had Caesar. I just asked him to whatever track he did for it, just to add some Russian Soviet type elements, like a big choir, and well, he had it was Josh who did this, right?
Yeah, it was my buddy Josh. He works over at with my company.
So he had one of his composers work on it, and that's what we end up with. And well, if time allows, I'll try to change this up, icebreaker up, to add some of those Russian accents I was looking to do in the space station. But again, no promises. Smash will get mad at me.
Yeah, what is it with you two and Russian chicks? With both of you.
As is, this one particular Proving Grounds is just will be only Windows. As U3, you have to pay to be able to develop for other OSs, I believe. But in UE4, I think that comes standard Mac and Linux support. Correct, Hawk?
Yeah, PS4, Xbox One, also possible.
And yeah, I have. So long as you know you're gonna do it, at least for all the graphic end of things, I can. You know, if it comes to plan to develop for all platforms, that'll be fine to develop all assets for PC and Mac. It is. That's what we're itching to get to it. Not before showing you guys what we can do. See if it's worth your time to begin with. That's kind of the whole point of this.
Oh, suicide.
Suicide.
Yeah, the whole point of this and releasing it for free is, you know, you guys to see if this is fun and worth your time, and if you want more of it, then yeah, let's go over to U4 and make the cool, fun, real stuff.
You want to talk a little bit about the single player?
Yeah, sure.
Let me turn down my volume. Someone's gonna kill me for sure. Hold on.
I'm totally taking you out.
There we
Oh, you were
go.
doing that.
All right.
Whoa! Man, since we fixed that audio bug, I love the Mac. I love being fired at with the Mac. Like hearing those rails go by you.
It's like you're a little bit of a masochist.
Makes your butt clench. That's for sure. Remember the first time we heard that? We had the sound effect. We got it working. Everything. Then it was like, wow. Like, what in the world?
That was awesome.
I mean, I would have to say there's nothing more satisfying than charging the Mac all the way and nailing somebody right before the auto shot, because there is an auto shot. So it will, once it reaches the end of the charge, it will automatically fire. So.
I did a bonehead move and didn't make me an admin of the Solci account, and now I can't mod the chat because there's like every now and then a bot shows up, starts posting the links.
Ooh. So, yeah, he saw me kill one player, and those little dronelets came after me. Oop. Oh, it's just a second too late. I thought you were going to come through there. No, you don't. I heard the Mac charged.
That's right, Yoshi. The lasers have a toggle. You can switch. Oh, nice. You can switch between all full fire, being all quads firing, or toggle one fires in succession to the next.
Yep. So this is the
The
quad here. The damage on the laser shots is the same. It's at the fire rate. Is what switches up.
So the math is still the same in terms of damage output. It's just a different way of using it. Depends if you want to sort of saturate an area with fire when you're playing from far away, or just focus on somebody when you got the chase.
5
Sir
kills
was
remain.
mentioning if we're gonna have a fifth missile type. I think that's gonna be any new missiles and all that other new weapons is gonna be in UE4. We
Yep.
definitely have some missiles in the works, but that's something that that we've been mentioning. We don't want to delay this game anymore, and all new ideas are gonna go to UE4.
Yeah, we originally, when we first started this Proving Grounds project, we were gonna stay with 2 weapons and 1 level, and now we're at 3 levels, custom ship, 9 weapons. Well, technically 10 if we count 2 firearms for the laser.
Ow.
So, I'd love to have like a nuke type missile, like a port clearer, but yeah, we'll just throw those for the later. UE4 awesomeness.
And like someone mentioned the beam weapon, man. I was a total go for that. I wanted a beam weapon so bad. It has an awesome sound effect for that. But it just UDK doing that's kind of tough. So probably UE4. That might be shining some light on that.
We had a spot reserved on the secondaries for a deployable mine, but that that didn't go so well either. So basically, whoever was hosting would see it working fine, but the clients, they wouldn't see them. So it's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's hard to another sort of taking a normal ground pounder code and terms and transposing them to 60OF. We run into replication issues left and right, and that was one that we just, the time that would require spent to fix it wasn't worth it.
Worth the feature,
So
yeah.
many other things. Yeah.
Do you guys see the laser grids on DU in their video?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Those are pretty neat.
I like that idea.
They remind me of your lava, the way the reactor level geometry. How they light up the walls and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I wonder if they only work in the tunnels.
So, oh yeah, so we were talking about single player. Single player, but really co-op. That's one thing I would really like to do. Design
co-op.
the entire thing with to be obviously workable in single player, but straight up with co-op in mind. And the reason why is because that
Big
would
co-op
allow
fans.
us. Yeah, we're big co-op fans, but it also allow us to just straight up always develop with replication in mind, so that we can add more multiplayer features or something that we can take from the campaign to put into multiplayer. So we will develop single player, but always with online usability, whether it is to play co-op or you still want to play alone. Have the options. Options. That's what we're about. Oh no, they're gonna chase me here, aren't they?
Oh, I see a cloak player.
That's right. Keep firing. Keep firing. You're telling me where you are.
We have bots working in UE4, and yeah, everything that we do, we want to be able to use it in both multiplayer and single player setting. That's something I'm a big fan of, just having always the option of playing co-op with my buddies. Buddies being these 2 guys. Yeah.
Right.
So everybody, so the people that get together nowadays.
Yeah, the ooh, gracious. The AI engine in UE4 is really spectacular with the behavior trees and all the cool stuff you can do. The only thing that's going to be a challenge really for us is the nav. Part of it's hard because normally that's always done on a flat 2D plane for traditional first-person shooters.
One kill.
There is no such thing as a navigational volume, but we've been playing with a few things.
You have won
Oh,
the
there we
match.
go. 513. Some of the stuff we've been asking or thinking about doing is having, the levels kind of alive with the bots, where it's not like every time you play, you walk into a room and it's, always this or that in one corner. Like they actually will traverse the single player maps and will have their own ability to get around, just like they would. I'm gonna turn the music back up just a bit. It's on a new map.
Yes, and this is something to confirm with Max, but our idea for Proving Grounds, but definitely for the full game, is to release with all of our content for y'all to have it and mud it up and try to develop with that modding perspective. You know, all the damage values to be toggleable and all that stuff, so people can make their own crazy experience. I keep going back on GoldenEye and all the cool stuff, weird stuff you can do in that game. So I don't know if it'll be for PG that will be kind of releasing with all of our content as well. I don't know what it involves. That's what I have to double check with on Max's side. But at least for the full game for sure. Like, I want y'all to have it.
Curious what's under game options. Game options. Player name. So you can either use your Steam name or you can actually enter your own name in there. You can choose Clipped or Talon. Also, we have different settings for the auto switching. So you pick up a better weapon, do you want to switch to it or leave the weapon you got? Or when you run out of ammo on a certain type, will you auto switch to another type of weapon? These are game options.
Okay. Still in the menu?
Nope.
Okay. Just show them you can switch ships.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a Talon this time.
Somebody had asked earlier about joystick and stuff. Yeah, we support joystick and gamepads. I play with them every now and then, but I keep coming back to mouse and keyboard just because I'm used to it.
Yeah, me too. It's been too long.
It's very smooth, man. I really like it. It's buttery smooth.
I think you saw voice volume and audio. Yeah, that's true. Like, there is a voice chat volume here.
Okay, so go take a look at the green ship, and so he's flying in another ship, Talon. There's no difference. It's just cosmetic, purely cosmetic. There's no flight, changing the flight mechanics or anything like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Neptune. Triton Processing Center. Flares or the 60 FT bagging? Yeah, I suppose. Kind of a funny thing we did kind of on accident is the flares will actually cause a spark on the player's shield. Which is kind of annoying too, because those things do get in your face.
Man, every time I go into an energy center, I just think of DU's thing, man. Can't get it off my mind.
One thing I was kind of surprised in the DU videos is that they took our coins for their weapon pickups. They're little hexagons that spin,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Their menu also has that hex gridded thing a little bit.
One thing that theirs don't do, which if they're listening, then give them some advice, is our coins have this animation so that really from any angle you can see them. If it's a flat coin spinning from above, you don't actually see anything. So just a bit of advice if you're gonna do that. One thing we found. All right, let's see what else.
I guess
so much detail.
I guess you showed more details.
We didn't show them the little the map. Yeah.
Show them a little bit of the Easter eggs up in here.
If you're paying attention, some of our holo tables do have some interesting things on them. Like for example, this is a map of Neptune, and it shows you where the most powerful pickups are. So if you're able to discern where you are, we're actually over here on this end of it right now. You'll tell that there's a little U-hook room kind of off the main launch pad. So going back into here, you'll see this restricted area with a grate that's normally there. But this room right here is where that cloak is. Also, this TV that's right here kind of shows you whether or not the cloak is still available, so you know whether it's something you want to go after.
Let me go over there. So again, it's actually a live feed. Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Makes me want to spear you. In the face. Boom.
I know.
Up. Broke my screen.
The screen you'll still see a little bit of the feed through the broken screen, but it'll be obviously all fuzzy.
Yeah.
But it's there. You don't lose it completely.
Yeah, this screen right here will give you a shot of the invul. You can kind of see it there. And then this screen right here gives you a shot at the other end of the hall. So if anybody's hiding around that corner, you can kind of see them coming.
Yeah, I think the frame rate is the stream. I think it is kind of burning up your box, but yeah, no, I'm showing 60 FPS. You just type in, I don't know what your FPS is in game right now, or if it's just a stream.
On mine?
But yeah, our game, yeah, our game is quite.
Yeah,
meant to run
it's
on.
bad.
Just-
16,
yeah, it's
17 frames. I normally get 60 here on this map.
Okay, so it'd be correct because you're encoding and recording.
Yep. We got the what is that, shadow play
Yeah.
recording yesterday? Oh, that thing comes out buttery smooth. I was actually really impressed. I hadn't ever recorded audio. It would be nice because like all of our videos do look a little laggy because we keep doing this way. You know what I mean? To put up kind of a raw dump of, so people can get a real sense of what it looks like.
Yeah, that's why Caesar and I are actually also recording this locally, so we'll we'll cut this up and put it up on YouTube.
And I do have to say that the hitbox for the Talon versus the Eclipse are exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we're not going to run into any problems like DU was that some of the ships have a smaller hitbox or whatever. No, this is still, like Seb said, purely aesthetic. So yeah, there's no problem with that. So I think that's awesome.
Over in UE4, we do have also ideas to have different ships with different weapons, different flight characteristics. All that will be cool to mess with. We even have discussed ideas for a 2-player ship, kind of Battlefield style. We have a cool pilot taking care of some things. All just in single player, just cool ways you can employ to kill bots, basically. That's one thing I really loved about the original game, just all the bots, and I want to have that too. Just lots of original bots and interesting ways to kill them all.
Should we show them the research station?
Yeah, we can hop in there. But keep in mind, guys, it's extremely work in progress.
Yeah, this is not going to make the game. This is just for fun.
Wait. Well, I think that research station has the that old track just blaring.
Does it?
I think so, and you can't turn it off.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it got done by code. I mean,
Well,
we could give it a try. Yeah, we can give it a try.
Yeah, this could be loud. Okay, so this one, central axis kind of space station was the idea, and if you get out here, I can see a little bit better. This whole thing is spinning. If you're looking down, you'll see asteroids, solar panels, dynamically lit. That was one of the challenges. Cool little core reactor room going on in here.
There were big plans for this map. There's one of these things we just take to you for maybe hash out over there.
Careful, don't touch the walls. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Collision still.
Each of these little spurs has a different kind of combat area in it. This was kind of an armory area we were putting together. I used some of these ideas, transferred them into Icebreaker. You'll see a very similar setup with the Talons. This right here, little cargo room, has some different places to get up and down through the racks as you're fighting. So a little more tight combat if you like that kind of thing.
I think this map is really gives you the whole 60 OS feel, man. Sometimes you don't know whether what's up, what is right side up. This is definitely a map for that.
This one is actually empty. And then we had working on some living quarter kind of spaces over here. where you can look in.
We're not actively working on it anymore. We might release it later at some point if time allows. But we're setting it aside. We're setting it aside for now. But it's definitely gonna be later in the full game UE4.
Let's see you fly outside of the space station better if there's a clipping issue somewhere. Should be able to do that this way. Yeah.
That's with the reactor. I'm outside already. And I've actually been wondering how our new weapons work out here.
The lasers work pretty good.
Another, well, things we want to run over in the full game, see which way we can transition into actually outside flight without making the weapons useless. That's one of those interesting challenges we might tackle.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna have 3 states. That's not the point of this. Going outside was never the intent. It's just it got fun to do it once in a while to like get out of the norm. Gotta say, and we tested the map when we first started designing the map. We did a lot of testing in this map just because of the fact that we wanted to be able to see the ranges and what's possible and then translate that indoors. But yeah, once we send this map over to UE4, it's definitely going to be no free space.
Good view of the map. The original idea I had when I was putting this map together is I wanted this asteroid field kind of smacking into the station and causing all sorts of mayhem. What we found, though, is that the asteroid field in 60OF is not good because those things come up from behind you and you have no warning when they come at your ship. But looking pretty good. A little bit of randomness on the shape and color of them. Uh-oh.
I love the panels. I always love this sort of panels in here. You know, when you fly from down up, this station is like a giant cannon of sorts.
Cannon?
Yeah. Look at it from the bottom up. Reminds me of Halo 2, like the Mac platforms.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah, no, gotta play Elite Dangerous Horizons for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really looking forward to that expansion to that game.
Alright, I'm gonna bail out of here. Sweet. So, yeah, those are some of the maps. Sneak peek at Research Station. I'm thinking maybe, we get a patch out. We put that out as kind of a, later map possibly. It is a lot of fun. It's definitely designed for more than 8 players on it. Is why it's so freaking big. If you only got 2 or 3 people playing, it's just impossibly hard to find where everybody else is, where the action is. So, okay.
Well, and show you guys all 3 levels, all weapons, kind of where the state of the game is at now. We're real close. Just kind of doing our final passes before we are able to throw it out to you guys. But if anybody's left with any questions or anything, we'll take them.
Hack Dog has a question. No. Yeah, I don't think we missed anything, do we?
I don't think so. ETA? ETA?
Yeah, that's always the question, right? We are definitely trying to push for an October release. Especially with Sub-Level 0 just came out. DU's in good shape. They've got their alpha out. It'd be great if we could just get it all out in the same month because there's so much attention on all of us. The only tricky part is we'd like to tie releasing the game with a Kickstarter campaign and trying to get ourselves set up for the accounting of all of that first. Because it kind of makes sense to me to say, hey, here's our game, play it. If you like it, give us $5, whatever. You know what I mean? And so that's there's probably more timing to do with the Kickstarter than there is with us finishing the game. Obviously, we just played a bunch of rounds. There's no crashes, no errors. Everything's working fine. And so the game's basically done as far as most of us are concerned. Just a few minor things. It's just a question of when can we get the crowdfunding thing up and going. So that's what we're waiting on right now. Getting those plans put together.
Hold on, there's like a bunch of questions that came in while you were in that. There's no rear view camera. Yeah, we will be saving this in both YouTube and Twitch. And if hold on, because Duper asked an interesting question. If this is what we were hoping when we started, it's actually not at all. It's 20 times what we originally set out to do. The original plan for Proving Grounds was a sort of a BSP'd out map, and just literally very Descent-y looking, all boxy. Couple weapons, and at the time, we had access to the pyro. And it was just supposed to be this sort of quick tech demo to show more of the fact that we got 60OF working in UE3, but then Hawk came into the team, and we kind of organized ourselves a lot better, and we ended up with what we got now, which is way more than we originally set out to do. I'm actually very proud of what we accomplished. And like Hawk said, this is to show you guys, hey, if y'all like what we're doing, throw us $5 and we'll do even better. Because I gotta remember a big reason for the delay is because we all got day jobs and families and stuff to do. So that's also big thing. I mean, all I do in my normal day is work on this. And so
I'm the same way, man. I get home from work, jump on. I'm with these guys till 3-4 in the morning every night. Couple hours sleep, back to work. So part of that, the point of doing a Kickstarter is to, help spring some of us from having full-time jobs where we can focus on this and get things out faster. I think that a lot of the delay that we've had in the last 2 years or whatever is trying to figure things out. And now that we have actually a working game, it'll be a lot easier to port it into UE4 than start from scratch. And so I expect that that single player thing will come a lot faster. There's obviously things with single player that we have to figure out, save game slots, how to do that, getting all the AI working and streaming from one level to another type stuff that we don't have currently in a multiplayer release. But it's all stuff that is well documented, and we've got some really great example work. Epic's done a very good job putting out example games as part of their content. They just released actually the entire dev source to Ark, if anybody's seen that game where you get to ride dinosaurs around and stuff. And there's a lot of good gems in there for how to do things the right way. And so that's going to speed things up quite a bit. Would love to do some more recruiting when we get over there on the UE4 side. There's really only kind of 4 of us that are working on the game full time, which is just enough to get it going, but not enough to get it going fast. And so thinking with that new community and a lot of people are jumping to UE4, there'll be some interest in picking up and helping out.
Yeah, like they're saying right now on Kickstarter, that is the point. I mean, most Kickstarters is either person with or a team with pedigree, so to speak, so you can buy on their promise, or people who, one way or another, there's levity to what they're saying. But for us, we just came out of the community and got this together, so that's what we want to throw a full game out there or a full demo out there for free. And again, tie it right into the Kickstarter so that if it's your cup of tea, go ahead. It's only gonna get this or better.
And we're all, DU fans here too. There's been a lot of ugly stuff on the forums, and back in our past, a lot of that was coming from the pubs that were a little confused on what was happening with us personally. But I'm a backer, Seb's a backer, a bunch of us here have pitched money to U's way, so we're all looking forward to it and hope to work well with those guys. It's just a different experience. I think our game to me feels a lot more brutal. It's definitely in your face, violent death, quick respawns. The flight mechanic seems a little more natural on ours, and it's definitely easier to hit.
A couple of people have mentioned that not many games out there have released a playable and fully almost completed playable demo while they have a Kickstarter. So I think this will definitely help us out and work for us.
Yeah, and as far as on the marketing side, Yeah, I mean, well, it's only us here, so either we're deving or we're doing marketing. But now that we're, finishing up development, I mean, we are kind of like doing this kind of thing, start coming out with the game more, and yeah, all leading up to its eventual release. Now that we're getting more time to do that and share it with all of you as well, all the progress that we make. I mean, so cool. Let's see. Oh, there's a bunch of comments that I missed when I was running my mouth.
Oh yeah, man, a lot. Well, I do. We all really appreciate your guys' comments and positive feedback. And yeah, we're trying to make the best possible game. That it's a successor to Descent, but without all the Descent IP and all that jazz that we had to go through. But yeah, thanks for the support.
Definitely.
You can get the word out once Kickstarter goes up. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need some help from you guys getting the word out too.
Yeah,
we reach about 1,000 people or so through our Facebook site.
It'll be good to get the original 120K max guide on this video.
Yeah, right. Our forums are pretty quiet. We're gonna actually change up our website, get off that domain name we're on, and re-spruce up things there. But certainly we're active. We're checking in on that forum all the time, and it's a great place to get a hold of us if you're got questions or comments or concerns. We are very active over there.
Oh yeah, let's throw the link down, just in case. Hang on a sec. Here it is. That's where we're at. We're there all the time. I mean, I check that more than Facebook.
Yeah, I check it really religiously too. So it's a major test.
I was like, if you don't get the word out, it's too many because. Yeah. Hawk said all about the marketing. He's got it.
Yeah, the interplay thing, poisoning the well. Reading that comment, that was kind of a huge shock for us because those guys came to us and said, "Hey, put something together and let us see it." And then they hit us with a cease and desist. It's like, well, okay. So we had definitely gone very far along, kind of just cloning Descent straight up. I think what we have here now speaks and stands on its own. We're not using a pyro. We're not using a lot of the original weaponry. The whole game plays and flies a whole lot different. I think people that like D2 will definitely like our game as well, but it is its own kind of thing. And definitely as we stretch into UE4 on the single player, it will be a whole other experience that won't be like Descent at all. As far as the DU guys, they are a big studio and they are professional folks, and they will definitely go down that path of crafting ships and microtransactions and all that stuff. We're just really not interested in that for us. We just don't have the team size to pull off a Star Citizen quality game. But for us, I want to have a game that's cheap and easy to play and a whole lot of fun, and I think that we're there because. I laugh my butt off playing this game with these two guys every night, and so excited to have you guys come join us.
Yeah, somebody was asking, I think, on Facebook about the differential between Soul C and DU, and obviously because we played it, but really we're completely different leagues. I mean, we got nothing but love and respect for DU, and they got the franchise. So I mean, at the end of the day, what I am besides the guy doing Soul C, I love Descent, and I got my money on them. I hope they take care of it, and I want them to take care of it. I'm so happy for them that they got it. And we're in a whole nother league. I mean, we're like Hawk said, they got all these ships and sort of like Star Citizen type aims. We're more, to kind of rough comparison of Counter-Strike, just go in and go, have fun.
Yeah,
play.
exactly.
Rather than figure out stats and what's better and having a tech tree. Just go and play old school style. Because that's doing more than that for us four would just be prohibitive, and we just try and get the fun out of it, just a quick, fun, awesome experience, brutal experience, and go.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same aim going into UE4. This is the campaign, all just meant to just be fun, pick up and go, more old school style than a more complex system. So it's two very different games. I'm sure once theirs are more polished and ours comes out, it'll be very apparent. So I'm not worried about them. And like I said, I just really want them to do well. Like somebody was saying, I forgot, I missed the name of their comment, but yeah, I also back them because they have the franchise, and I want to see robots. I want to see everything that made me a lover of Descent.
Yep.
And I really hope for that with them. It's like, okay, they got this multiplayer thing going, and that's what their focus is now. But okay, cool and everything. But no, man, I want the campaigns and the bots and the cool way of killing them, and the bosses and the sounds that they made and being scared. That's what I'm looking for, and that's at least if they're gonna do it eventually. But it's what I'm shooting to do for UE4, that side of the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people got a little weirded out when they started talking about, mining and all sorts of other stuff that the original games didn't have. It doesn't bother me too much because I'm glad somebody's doing something with that IP and not just letting it sit on a shelf and putting out the same old game, every 15 years. So I wish them all the best of luck, to be honest with you. I saw some conversation going on about microtransactions, and I might have misspoken there. Either way, I know that I pitched at a higher level to get special ships and whatever. So if I quoted that wrong, then I apologize for that. But in any case, that's just not an area that we're going to get into at all. So in fact, this version of the multiplayer client we're just giving out for free. You know what I mean? That's what a horrible business model for us. But I'd rather have players than $1 million.
And the full experience would be just one cost. Just like you get all the ships, you get everything, just pay once and go. I also said microtransactions. I'm sorry if I misspoke too. I meant the different ships at different tiers. I don't know if that was just a backing thing or that's just gonna be later. Like you buy different ships or you work to them. I don't know, but I was referring to that, just pricing ships.
So modding in UE4. That's it's going to be something we're going to look into. There, that art game that I mentioned with the dinosaurs is definitely a model of how to set up a game perfectly for mods. I am a huge fan of mods. That's how I got started in this whole kind of hobby. Modding back in Battlefield 1942. This is one of the first games that I got involved in. Did a lot of modding with BF2 as well, and I really hope that our game is extensible for our fans to make their own maps and maybe even some of their own content. UDK, it's definitely a challenge. Everybody has to have the exact same packages, or it's a way of preventing cheating, so forth. So I would imagine it would be possible for some of our community folks to make some maps that can be played here using the content that we provide. It's just going to be a little difficult, especially for folks that don't know how to use UDK, because it is a pain in the butt to learn. Been using UDK for almost 5 years now, and really just in this last year have I kind of figured out all corners of it to get this game up and going. We do have folks that have kind of come in and come off the team that are able to make maps. Homie, Dove, for example, came off of our forums and helped put together an initial version of Icebreaker that I fleshed out here recently. So I would imagine kind of as we go along, more map releases for this particular client are definitely something we could do, given that there's only 3 available right now. And then UE4, I think it's, sky's the limit for what we can do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Minerva, it's funny, a lot of people were asking about Minerva. I personally hate that specific map. We got requests for Neptune. The reason that we chose that one is because it's definitely easier to play with 3 people. 2, 3, 4 people on that map is just fine. You don't spend all your time looking for folks. The Minerva one to me is just very linear in layout and not all that terribly interesting visually.
Yeah, how difficult would it be to mod for Soul C? Yeah, it's not Soul C that makes it difficult. It's UE that makes it difficult.
Yeah, it's UDK. So here, the problem with making custom maps would be fine. We would be able to have all the asset packs that we have to make those levels is definitely doable. What gets really hard is if you guys want to make your own meshes and you want to invent new types of secret doors and those types of things, then that all has to work with the regular game engine. So basically we'd have to do that through some sort of content upgrade that everybody gets. Otherwise, if you make that custom content, you won't be able to play with people that don't have it, which is hard. There's another co-op question for you, Sim.
Yes, it will. The aim, at least, or the plan so far, is to build everything with a co-op / multiplayer focused based, so that we always end up doing every asset, every weapon, everything ready for replication. And I would like the single player campaign to be played as co-op as well as single player. Because I'm a big fan of co-op, but obviously I don't want to throw the lone wolves out to dry. So I mean, it'll be there for both.
Permadeath.
Who said permadeath? Shoot him now. I hate permadeath.
The first time I played, Sub Level 0, I guess I didn't realize it was a permadeath, and when I died that first time, it took me back to the beginning. I was so mad. But I kind of like it. It's making me play that game a lot more because there is permadeath in it. Because I want to beat level 5 and I just can't.
Yeah, here's a. Could they do maps for PG if they stick only to our assets?
Yeah, absolutely. That's easy to do. The only thing, if you're on a map list and you know that custom map comes around, you'll kind of get hung, or it won't let you on the server because you don't have that content. It'll try to send it to you, but you just won't. So if you're gonna make custom maps, make sure your friends have it and you guys are playing kind of on a local IP or LAN or whatever. If there are awesome maps out there, I definitely could see us doing some sort of mapping competition even or whatever, just collecting these things and putting out a major patch update to Proving Grounds that have, lots of maps in that everybody will get to kind of expand it. Again, the whole purpose of this thing was really just to kind of show that we do know how to make a game that's fun and flies well and is a blast to play, and to support a crowdfunding to really knock this thing out in UE4. It just felt like a shame to not finish this game, go straight to UE4, and be another 2 years in development while the rest of you guys go find something better to go watch and do, you know what I mean? So that's why we took a decision last year to let's just finish things up in UDK and get something out so people are playing our game while we're working again on the next biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. On what Propfoots or what's saying, I understand your point, but to me, just more everybody having the option to mod and map the game just equals more longevity for it, and like how we're just saying, something for people to do while we're working on the full thing. I mean, because this is ultimately a demo. Whatever maps or mods are only gonna get better in the full version. So if somebody makes some custom map for PG, then later when we release the full game, that map could be translated by us even to that full game and say, oh, here you go, community maps too. Porting the map up to UE4 assets. I think that would be just cool to do for you guys. I mean, I don't know. I still have that mentality because 6 months ago, not 6 months ago, 3 years ago, when we started this, I came from the same place. I was just doing 3D models of Descent robots because I thought they were cool and I missed them. And then I found Max and we found Hog, we found Caesar, and here we are.
Yeah, I just wish there were more of us.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea what the price for the game will be when backing in Kickstarter?
Not yet.
Yeah, we had some plans on what the different tiers
ranges.
would be. Yeah, for sure. It definitely won't be a very large monetary commitment to get that game for free, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, we're coming out with sort of, and that's why we have to plan this, and now that we're finishing development is going to allow us to actually go into that planning. But we're shooting everything as if it was just us four doing it, because it's not guaranteed that we might be able to hire help or not. So with counting just with us four, we're not gonna, it's not gonna be a $60 release, that's for sure.
Right.
No way.
I have the feeling that if we got a few $1,000s, we would blow it all on just orchestral scoring live tracks. Yeah, right. I think Caesar's already got a lead on having the Boston Orchestra help us out.
Yeah, that range is about right. We were somewhere about the 15, 30, somewhere around there. So we were talking about just off the top of our heads. But again, once the math is done, we'll be
Per
somewhere
dev,
in there.
right? Papa needs a car, please. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was doing the Ascent project. That's right.
No orchestra. Game types. You want to talk about the game types a little bit?
Game types, as in?
Yeah, people have asked before, are we going to do a capture the flag style type stuff? And I haven't really worked through a lot of that yet. We definitely have
for here or for later?
For later.
For later. Yeah, for later. I mean, almost everything's up on the table. It's just a matter of having the time to get to it and doing it right. That's the thing. Don't want to half-ass our features.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things. I mean, I wonder how we can go by popularity, but everybody really wants to capture the flag. We'll definitely throw that in. Again, there's no specifics yet, but everything could go on the table, and later as we start going in there, actually hashing it out, we can see which modes could really make it in. Sorry, we've just been so focused on PG that it's hard to switch gears into thinking about the full game and all its features, because every day that we sit down to develop, we have 2-3 cool ideas that we end up writing down to revisit later. So, yeah. Dubstep, all the things. Yeah, Caesar was talking about having a dubstep gun in Chelsea. Once we get a...
What was that, from Saints Row or something?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, so who was it? RJ Wood? RJ Wood mentioned about having industrial and orchestral. I mean, that's, for me, that's, in designing the music palette of So Contingency, I think it's that was going to be the main focus. Is going to be a percentage of electronic and industrial sounds, and then to back it up with orchestral music. I'm a big orchestral guy myself. I started as a film composer, but now I'm doing music for games as well. But the idea is to have the correlation of orchestral, which is, it's great for story-driven games. But I think the multiplayers, when we go to UE4, for multiplayer, it's all going to be kind of like what you've been hearing now, and then for single player, it's going to be more a dynamic music system. And of course, I definitely want to do cutscenes that is epic and that carries the story. But I think I definitely do like the industrial electronic blended with orchestral, kind of like Metal Gear Solid did that. Metal Gear Solid 3, and that was something really cool. But they were very militaristic. But it's going to be something along that line.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was just replying to Yoshi in chat. Yeah, thanks, Yoshi. We're really glad you like those models.
The players get to customize a ship color palette. That's going to be easier to do in UE4. Right now, this is handled through a material function. And so in order to do that, you'd have to recompile, which makes your packages different than everybody else, which would be hard. We'd have to go through some sort of config. Also, it'd be a little weird because some of the players would have to be, we'd have to figure out how not to have the same player colors on a map, which would be weird.
Yes, for this is actually something I was going to do for PG as a sort of extra feature, but ultimately decided to drop it in favor of finishing the game. To have different skins for the Eclipse, a couple of different skins. So you'd have different colors and different ways of the ship look. Like right now, what Hawk's got is this one that we call the heavy equipment skin. That is the very worn out, messed up mining ship. But I also had in the works 2 other skins. One that was more like a race car type, and another one that was more.
We had Dodge Charger.
Yeah,
The first time I
that's
saw it.
almost a spaceship. Yeah, more typical spaceship. Looked like the original concept artwork. Yeah, it looked like sort of white and red.
Yeah.
But I put those on hold to continue them later in UE4 with PBR and all the really fun stuff. Because I mean, you guys don't know how cool the ship can actually look.
Yeah, right, with the lighting. There is
Yeah.
actually not PBR lighting in UDK. There is in UE4. We're doing the best that we can to really bring out the gloss maps on these things, but this is just more technical limitation. Um, when I was talking to Seb about this skin, I told him I wanted a snowplow going down the New York State Thruway was what I asked for, and it was definitely an angry black and orange, the one that we posted on the Facebook side. Question: do the ship colors match the player name colors on the list? So, yes, they normally do. And just this morning, we were discussing taking out the blue player from. Normally it goes red, blue, green, kind of very style, and everything matches up there. What we found with the blue ship is because, like here in Icebreaker, there's a lot of blue on this map, and even our lasers are very blue. That blue player gets a little bit of an advantage camouflage-wise. So we showed today switching up to green and purple, which we don't have quite coded in the player list on the top right. So if you notice that it didn't match before, that's why. That was just from this morning's little bit of development we're doing. But they will by the time the game is handed out to you guys.
Definitely. I was just grabbing something real quick. They're saying, how about the ship in PBR? So let me get something going real quick. Put this where we can put this file up.
So going to be choir mixed into the music. That's a question for Caesar.
Is he around or did he stand up? He's AFK for a minute. Choir. Well, it really depends. Really. Kind of one of the more creative visions for the campaign is to everything fit in sync. And if, for example, we have something that is, just to throw an idea, let's say, because I'm thinking of Icebreaker, Russian themed. Like Icebreaker was what like the space station was meant to be. It'll be cool if the music could reflect that by having choir built in, but that is not something that could be in there all the time for other tracks or other levels. So it really depends what the level is asking for. And then when it comes to multiplayer, yeah, it's up to Caesar to freestyle whatever he wants to do there.
Yeah, that's the track on this map actually does have quite a bit of some singing in it.
Mm-hmm. Are you piping it through?
No.
Where's this image? Oh, well, let's see if anybody else, any other questions? Simply hold on, reading through all the comments. That was another window. The Shadeblades question. I mean, if this is in regards to the full game, it'll all be both in one. I mean, it'll be just like a normal release. You have your single player and your multiplayer, and your co-op option for the single player. That's the cool thing about releasing with Steam is that I love how Steam just integrates everything into the UI. So I'd like to have kind of like a Left 4 Dead type thing where if you're playing a campaign and you just want to have your friend drop in and help you out, go for it. And then, wishlist would be if the AI reacts to that. What's our maximum players right now, Hawk? 8?
8, yeah.
8.
Mostly because our maps don't fit more than 8. It becomes chaos.
Thiefbot, I have a love-hate thing with that guy. I don't know. I'll answer that question with an I don't know.
we have the technology actually to make a really devious thief bot.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
There's a one of my best friends, Jamie Gibson, and I have done a number of the game jams with Epic just as a way to learn UE4, and we won last year using a guy that worked a lot like the thief bot. The thing with the AI, they can be super smart. They can look around themselves to figure out, where could they be where they're out of your view, but getting closer to you, but hiding behind obstacles, so they can actually sneak, which would be kind of sweet. I generally hate the thief bot more than I like them, but I definitely know how to pull that off if we wanted to go that route with one.
Yes, it's for me. It's one of those things. You have to nail it because you have to love to hate the guy. That's the thing, and I think there's potential for something like that with that dude. But again, it's one of those things we'll want to explore for the full game. Yes, exactly because of that. Because it feels so good to kill the dude, and it drops everything he took from you plus a bunch of bonuses. So I was like, yeah, there's a good payoff when you chase that little bastard.
Going up to question on peer-to-peer networking model. So yeah, a lot of the clones of Descent that came out definitely were going towards peer-to-peer, which allows you to get away from some of the server ping type stuff. We don't have a peer-to-peer model in our game. It is definitely one of the other two options that you have listed there. So today's test, I was hosting the server as a listen server, also a client on my own server, and streaming through Twitch, which is why my frame rate was dropping pretty low. However, we also have the option of doing dedicated servers as well. So we'll probably rent out a few servers at release over the Kickstarter campaign so people have places to play if they're not comfortable hosting themselves as well. And but there is that other option where you can put someone's IP address in and hit their listen server as well.
Yes, over LAN. I mean, if you think about this, kind of the way you used to play old school games plus the way you play games nowadays, that's kind of what we're trying to land. You have the options for LAN, offline. You don't need the internet. If you have your internet set up properly and everything to play the game, or you can also play just straight up through modern ways, Steam, bring up the overlay, invite your friend over, and he will drop in.
Let me just jump out real quick to where you can host here. Sorry, actually on the join. So you'll notice there's actually two screens under join. There is this right here where you can update this list to look for servers, and so nobody's hosting a server right now, but this would populate, and you can click on that. You also have the ability to, when you're hosting, to set a password for a server if you just want to play with just your friends as part of that setup. And so when you go to join, you need to put a password in to get on that server. So this is kind of the way we normally do. As soon as I'm on here, they can find me in the list and just hit that. There's also this option over here, IP join on the side. So if I want to get onto, in this case, Caesar's IP address, you can go in there as well. So those are the two ways in which you can host and join.
And that's something you want to keep, of course, throughout, also for the full game as well.
Yep.
And as well, it'd be nice to have also official servers and all that. Right now, we don't have official servers because, cost issue, but it could be something we could look into supporting later.
Yeah.
But right now, we got somebody to play it with. Yeah. But right now, and once we release, we could end up releasing with one of those or a few of those. But we also have dedicated servers options. That's actually one of the things we need to test with y'all. And so, yeah. I'd like to be able to do dedicated servers, but it's not an absolute promise yet. But at least, maybe we'll have support for it.
Question about the key bindings and inverting axes and stuff. So yeah, here in the input menus, you can set up your own sensitivities. You can invert pitch and some of the other ones as well, if you so desire. So I invert my pitch as the way I like to play with it. So I have that set up like this. And same thing, stick and gamepad. If you want to set up inverted axes on those, you can also set dead zones for those if you don't like the drift on it, and set up all your buttons and things too.
Yeah, you can play with keyboard or controller. Yes, everything.
I believe on the joysticks that there's only a certain type of them that work with this. Is it the direct input? I forget. Max will know that if you want to come to our forums and ask a question about joysticks. I think it's already been answered there.
Yeah, Max will be the person to ask about that.
For sure. I know some of these guys, they're working with the Xbox 360 emulator, so seem to work fine. And we've had other types of joysticks successfully used, but I don't believe every single joystick works right here currently. You can also create presets for different things too if you want to hop around and do that. FOV was asked before. There's actually an option here.
Yeah, on their video.
I've got mine set to 85, but you can also use all of the standard console commands too to change those things as well. X input works, direct input doesn't work. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Any other questions? So we've been streaming here for, what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Does the gamepad have enough buttons? I think we've just tapped out the total number of buttons that you can use because every time we want to add a feature, Max is like, I don't have any more buttons. It's his first complaint on there. We added the laser alternate fire mode, and that was one of the things that came up. So I think it's got, just barely enough.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough buttons on a gamepad, to be honest, or right there. But there are some functions that you could do with that. I mean, or you can map to least important buttons. For instance, I don't know, if a flare comes to mind, or switching laser modes if you really don't like one of them.
So we do not have drop mines, no headlights, and no rear view currently. These are all things that will definitely be easier in UE4, for sure. One of the issues with the rear view cameras is how the HUD system works in UDK. It's very hard to capture an input and then replay it because it's done through Flash, which is not awesome, unfortunately there. We have the shaft flares that we shoot for helping to light up the maps. The headlights, we were messing around with some lens flares and things to give it, and it just became a little visually noisy, so we took those off as well. And the mine we talked about earlier too, dropping that as its own object in the world. There were definitely some issues, client versus server, that caused us to back that out because we had it and we took it out as well.
Our plans for rallying support for SLC Kickstarter. Well, help from all of you guys, number one.
Right. I don't think we have a better plan, to be honest with you. There are some folks that we met along the way that might be helpful in our effort to get this game produced and released on a larger scale, but don't really know where we're at with that. So for us, really, it's just, 4 guys who do this as a hobby that created something awesome, and we're looking for a lot of help from you guys to help spread the word, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Needs more gameplay vids. Totally agree, actually. Now that we've got the Shadow, what's it called, Shadow Play, up and working on, me and Caesar got it working anyway. I would love to host some more vids because, like we mentioned, streaming it this way or even putting the videos up on YouTube tends to cut that frame rate down to 30 frames or less. Like today, we were broadcasting at 16, for God's sakes. And it really doesn't give a great representation of how the game actually feels. So the good news is the game will be out very, very soon, and y'all get to see it for yourself. But I think we're a little underrepresenting ourselves in the videos that we've put out so far.
Yeah. I would like to contact some YouTubers, hopefully trying to get them on. But I kind of feel not to bank on that, but I mean, I'm going to shoot out emails for sure.
Yeah. And one thing that maybe we could use some help on is just promotion through PC Gamer Magazine and all these other sites that do these kind of news stories. I know when we got hit with the C&D, bad news travels fast, and so everybody was more than happy to talk about, how we got shut down and blah, blah, blah. But when we put out good things, we have to fight for attention on those with everybody else going. So, we're doing what we can, and with the few number of people that we have, We could definitely do more. It's just a kind of a question of, do we spend the time, working on the game and getting it done, or do we spend the time trying to promote ourselves for a product that isn't finished yet? And we've kind of chosen the former over the latter.
Yeah, seemed like the better choice that way. Things go in order. We finish the game, promote the game, and release the game.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing. That's bad press. That's no longer is true. About the what Yoshimitsu just said. But the last thing that people have heard is the C&D, and it's if you Google us, that's like the second or the thing is like the third or fourth link you see. It's like so Contingency C&D. It's like man. So that's the thing we got to get rid of.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to get this kind of like Phoenix Rising type type story. That'd be nice. And well, that's kind of up to everybody to give us that. Now I don't want to look for things we don't deserve. So hopefully, once the game's out and y'all like it, that would just happen. That'd be great.
Yeah, kind of. I'm curious why we got slapped with that. I'm wondering how SIGGRAPH got away without a C&D. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of straight up Descent clones, and they seem to have some out for us, for sure.
Yeah, maybe because we were straight up calling ourselves, Descent and remakes and stuff. Anyway, it was just, somebody had to do it at some point.
Yeah, Ricky
we
mistake.
never wanted to. Yeah, it was one of those things. Maybe we just, misinterpreted that we weren't really looking to get paid. We just wanted to do it because Descent served it.
I like the Soul Sea rises from the ashes angle.
Yeah, I think it should be from the lava though. Bot come dripping out of there. That'd be awesome.
That'd be a cool opening for a video, just an eclipse coming out from the lava. That'd be cool.
All right. Well, because there aren't a lot of other questions, I guess maybe we can wrap it up here. And I'd like to do this more often, for sure. But on the pace that we're at, the game will be out before we get around to the next one. It seems like if we stay on task. Any thoughts about getting more public people on the game as a final test? I'm all for it.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that. Even
we ought to just screenshot this whole list of folks that are right here and just give out keys to everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Keep a chat log here.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us for today, and we're going to get back to work. And appreciate everybody dialing in, and hope you enjoyed what you saw.
For sure, guys.
Seb, Caesar, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks, guys. You guys were a good audience, good crowd.
For sure, and get the word out there.
All right, guys. We will catch you next time.
All right, for sure.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.